Welcome back to another episode of the GameTimeCT Staff Pick'ems podcast. I'm your host, Pete Paguaga, and as always, I am joined by the Sean Patrick Bowley. Sean, what's up? What's up?
What up? Doing well. I'm feeling pretty good right now. Doing hanging in there, not falling too far off, but so far so good.
Yeah, I mean, Dan Brecklin's in first place right now with 43 and 17, and 4 games back is in 9th place is Will Oldham at 39 and 21. So
yeah,
not a big difference. There's a lot here to play. Last week, a lot of people finished. 9 people finished 8 and 2 or better. Mike Fornabayo and Dave Stewart went 9 and 1. Here comes Stewart. Here comes Forno, the 2 past champions, or 2 of the past 3 champions. If you noticed, we actually added 11 games to the end of the overall standings this week with the completion of the Rockville Granby game. So now the numbers are even at 10, which makes me doing math so much easier. As you can see, we have picked 60 games overall. Sean, I know you were not too thrilled with that decision that I made.
No, I thought we should have picked that game again because, 5 years, a lot of difference. 5 weeks, a lot of difference. And plus, they were up 7-0, and it was like, you get a mulligan there. Like, who knows what happened? They lost a linebacker. We could have. If the game
would have started 0-0, I might have agreed with you. Then we'd have to put 11 games on the board, and we'd be down 1 all year. And I'm not very good at math.
All right.
Remember the year where we had the extra point for the game of the week, and all my math was off for like 7 weeks in a row? It's not great for anyone involved.
Yeah, I'm bad at math. I hear what you're saying.
All right, so we got a full slate. We got every conference is back in play this week. Some teams are on buys, but not all teams are on buys. Not all conferences are on buys. We are going to jump right into this. No humming and hawing. We're just going to dive right in. We're going to start at the CCC. We got number 4. We got Enfield coming in to Sage Park at 4-0. They get Berlin. Okay, Enfield, this has been a really cool story for I believe the Eagles. I love their logo, but let's be honest here. They really haven't played a lot of top-end talent. East Hartford 2-3, West Hill 0-5, Bristol Central 1-4, Newington 1-4. Now they got Berlin, who comes in here, the Redcoats 4-1. Sean, who do you like in this one?
Pete, I like Berlin. This is the type of game Berlin will not lose, especially since I think I picked Benella beat them a few weeks ago, and they quickly showed me how bad a pick that was. Listen, they wiped the floor with the Bulldogs on the road, by the way. So I'm gonna go with Berlin. Enfield, nice start, good Bruin story, but you gotta prove it first. So far, even with 4-0.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Berlin, too. Like you said, they do not lose games like this. Enfield's a great story. They might even get into the playoffs. But Berlin doesn't lose games like this, especially at home. So we're both going with the Redcoats. All right, we're going to go to the CTC. We got Wilcox Tech, Kaynor Tech. That co-op is 3-0. And they are going on the road to Danbury to play Abbott Tech Immaculate, ATI. ATI is 4-1 this year. Their only loss is to Brookfield, an SWC team that's got some pretty big dudes. Wilcox Tech kind of playing for everything, but also playing for nothing because the team is not eligible to go to the postseason. So they're just out here winning games, having fun, playing spoiler. This could be a massive loss for ATI if Wilcox Tech is able to win this game. Unfortunately for Wilcox Tech, I love my guys from the Silver City, but I'm going with ATI here. I think ATI is one of the top teams in the CTC. I, for one, am ready to circle their last 2 games against Bullard Havens and Northwest United. Sean, who do you got?
Pete, I'm going to go with ATI, too. I think that's a no-brainer. I think they're one of the best teams in the CTC. They beat Bethel, which, that's beating a public school, which they usually have trouble with from out of the CTPC. That's a big deal. Granted, Bethel's struggling, but ATI's been very good so far. I'm going to go with them. With Chris Payson, guys. Go team.
All right, we're going to go to the ECC. We just spoke to this coach over on the Meat Grinder, so make sure you go check that out. We got 4-1 Fitch, Mike Ellis, bringing his team up to Killingly, where they will face Killingly, who is 3-2, Soren Reef, who has already over 1,000 yards this year. Killingly 0-2 in Alliance games. Well, actually 1-2 in Alliance games because Thames River apparently was an Alliance game too. But 2-0 in ECC games. Sean, who do you like in this one? Fitch just right out there on the outside looking into the playoffs every year. This would be a massive win for them.
Yeah, it's a big one for them. They need everything they can get. I don't see it happening. Case in point, I know that it's different, but only a few weeks. But case in point, Killingly 50, NFA 21. Meanwhile, Fitch 34, NFA 28. They had to come back down 2 touchdowns in that game. That's tough. Look, I like Fitch. Adonis Fine, Ben Perry. They got some players. Killingly's got their run people over with Soren Reef and the O-line. Really kind of feeling their stride. Now, tough schedule to start. I'm going with Killingly. With the Killingly years.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Killingly as well. The 2 beginning of the season losses tell us a lot about Killingly for statewide rankings, but if we're talking ECC rankings, Killingly is still the top dog until proven otherwise. So I'm going with Reef and Chad Neal and that whole little crew up there. All right, to the FCAC, we got Wilton coming in at 4-1. They're going to Dunning Field to play the 4-1 Rams. Flashback a couple of years ago, Wilton went into this game, not phased, beat New Canaan. Coming off a win against Ridgefield, they went in and they beat the Rams. Now, flip side, Wilton played a really good Staples team, really tough, came down. I believe Staples scored with like less than 50 seconds left to take the lead. Wilton was leading for most, 22-21 for a while. Coach E.J. D'Annunzio called this part of their schedule the major league part of their schedule. This is tough. They got Darien next week. I just don't think Wilton's got it this week either. I'm going with New Canaan. That defense is so good. Alex Benevento is probably the best player on the field. Robinson, the quarterback, has really kind of come into his own and become a real dangerous piece of this offense. He's not there to limit mistakes or not make mistakes. He's there to make plays now. And he looked really good in their last game against St. Joe's in the pouring rain. He looked good against Windsor. I like New Canaan in this one. Sean, what about you?
Yeah, I like New Canaan too. Wilton played well against Staples in the rain. And they can move the ball. And they have some guys, but New Cannon's really starting to build some momentum here after losing that first game to Shelton. And maybe if you look back on it, maybe they shouldn't have lost. But like you said, Benevento is great, and the quarterback has really kind of come on again. The defense is so good. Have not skipped a beat at all.
All right, going to the NVL, we got 4-1 Holy Cross going to Jarvis to play the 5-0 Chargers. Holy Cross's only loss, a convincing loss to Naugatuck, where the clock ran in the second half. Your boy was there. Jed Hall ran all over Holy Cross. Ansonia, talk about skipping a beat. Ansonia has not skipped a beat. Coming off their Class S championship, they are 5-0, 18 straight wins. Longest win streak in the state overall into this game. Like you said on the meat grinder, Sean, no one wins at Jarvis Stadium. Only Naugatuck wins at Jarvis Stadium. If you're an NVL school, Holy Cross not winning this game, I'm going with the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm going with the Chargers too. Case closed.
All right, off to the Pequot we go. Stafford 3-1 on the road. Granby Canton's back on the board again. The Bears are 4-1 coming off a loss to Rockville. They beat North Branford. We talked about them a little bit last week. But here's Stafford. Coach Brian Mazzone's got his team in the mix like he does every year. We're not talking about them that much. But here they are with an opportunity against a really good Pequot school in Granby Canton. Sean, who do you like in this one?
The Bears. Granby Canton, just a little bit of a hiccup against Rockville. Just good. I just see them having a nice little rebound game. Played tougher schedule too, just a little bit. I'm going to go with the Bears.
Granby Canton, I don't know if I'd call that a hiccup. Rockville was ready for that game. They had that circled 3 different times on their calendar.
I'm just saying, I'm going to take Eric Shortle's. His comments just, that's not the team we are. We're moving on.
I agree with you. I think it's Granby Canton as well in this game, but I love that Stafford is back in the mix. All right, we got 4 more left going to the SCC. North Haven coming in with their 4-1 record, 4-0 on the field, going to Ken Strong. The renovated Ken Strong will open this week. The football game will not be the first game being played on it, but the first football game will be North Haven at West Haven, the Westies, number 2 in the state. I've said this numerous times. I think they are the most talented team, top to bottom, in the state in terms of just talent-wise. But North Haven comes in. North Haven is disciplined. They run everything to perfection. They listen to this show, so be careful who you pick. Sean, who do you like in this one?
Pete, I'm going with West Haven. Look, lots of speed. DeMarco Eddy, finally got that name right. Armani Reed, Cam Kent, lots of guys, lots of athletes. I think North Haven might have a little bit of more of an edge up front. They're going to pound the ball. They're going to, hit you with a lot of those guys. Pandolfi's back, which makes this maybe even a bit of a tougher pick, but they've got plenty of guys doing lots of good things. But I just think West Haven's overall athleticism and their speed is going to be tough for North Haven to counter. I'm going with the Westies.
If I remember last season, we picked this game, and I picked North Haven and said something along the lines of West Haven doesn't play teams like North Haven in SEC Tier 2. And then West Haven beat North Haven, and Coach Tom Unger had some very nice comments to say to you about me post comments. Yeah. So now I'm kind of stuck here. It's do I pick West Haven? And then if they lose, North Haven,
either way, you're getting yelled at.
Yeah, either way, I'm just getting yelled at. So I'm going to go with West Haven. I vote them the number 2 team in the state. I think they are so good. North Haven is still a very good team, but this is what happens when you play in the SEC Tier 1. So I'm going with the Westies. All right, to the SWC. 5-0 Notre Dame-Fairfield on the road to Reading to play the 3-2 Barlow Falcons. This game lost a little bit of its luster. Joe Barlow kind of taking a pretty big loss to Massac. Dominant win by Massac. Notre Dame-Fairfield comes into this game at 5-0 for the first time in a long time. We couldn't really figure it out. But they're down one of their top players in Rajan Petway. I saw Notre Dame-Fairfield. This might be a little bit of a recency bias pick, but I'm going to go with the Lancers. I liked them last year. I liked them at the beginning of this year. I'm going to stick with the Lancers. I think Antoine Davis and Bryson Razor and DeJesus are 3 really good players that can help fill the void while Petway gets healthy. Who do you got, Sean?
Pete, don't mess with DeJesus. I'm going with the Lancers too. I picked against them last week, and then they won. And I didn't pick Barlow last week. You did, and they lost. So I saw Barlow. I think they're still good. I think they're going to get to the playoffs. Regardless of what you might think at week 5, but I think they're in a good spot. But I like what Notre Dame-Fairfield did last week.
All right, we got 2 more. These are our quote unquote at-large games. We got a city rivalry game in Waterbury. We got 0-5 Wilby going on the road. Put those in quotes because they're just going to play at Municipal. They got Crosby, 2-3 Crosby. Little city rivalry game. Always fun when schools from the same towns get together and they play. You never know. Kind of records get thrown out the windows in those games. Sean, who do you like in this one?
I like Crosby. Phoebus, my guy. I don't think they lose this game. I'm going with.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Crosby as well. Phoebus is one of those players that a lot of people aren't talking about in this state. And he does it offensively, but his defensive numbers are really, really good this year for the Bulldogs. All right, we're both going with Crosby. We are going to go to the final game that we're picking. It's It's another Pequot game. SMSA coming in at 4-1. They got Rockville at 4-0. Sean, you just saw Rockville, so I'm going to let you finish it off because I want to be able to talk about my guy. My guy, Amir Knighton. He is
Your
a
guy
dude.
who you didn't pick in the draft.
Yes, my guy so now I get to talk about him. Amir Knighton is that guy. He's the guy that I saw as a freshman, and I remember calling Sean leaving the state semifinal saying, this kid, if he stays at Rockville, we are going to talk about for years. Obviously, he got hurt last year. He's back this year. He's a man amongst boys playing in the Pequot. He's bigger than everybody. He's faster than everybody. I think he's the best player in the Pequot. I think he's an all-state caliber. I think he's an all-state player for Coaches All-State. I think he's an all-state caliber player for Game Time New Haven Register. I think he is very, very good. So that's my little thing I could finally talk about Amir Knighton. I'm taking Rockville, obviously.
Yeah,
Sean,
Rockville. I'm going to take Rockville too, but let's not discount SMSA and how well they've played so far. I mean, they lost their do-it-all guy last year, Hernandez, and their coach, and yet somehow are right in the thick of things and actually very competitive. They almost knocked off Cromwell Portland in week 2, I believe it was, or whatever it was. Very, very good start for them. They're tough, and they're going to make that game pretty tough, but I'm going to go with Rockville. And I love my guy, Jonathan Kasamba. What a personality. Great up front. I like the Wilcox.
I just like him. I mean, I like him because his interview is great. And if you haven't seen it yet, go look at it on the Instagram, on the GameTimeCT Instagram. But one of his teammates calling him out.
We love characters.
Yes, we are big character people. But I love his teammates comment on our Instagram. Bro thinks he's a TD merchant now. And then he claps back with, I have more touchdowns than you do.
That's classic.
So I love that. I love him.
He said he didn't think he was going to get his touchdown senior year until his senior year, but he got it his junior year, and he was just like, now there's more coming. The dam's been opened.
Exactly. So love that. All right. That's it for the picks this week. We picked all the same. We both went with Berlin, ATI, Killingly, New Canaan, Ansonia, Granby, Canton, West Haven, Notre Dame, Fairfield, Crosby, and Rockville. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. There's no rhyme or reason to this at all.
I thought for sure you were going to go North Haven. I was positive.
No. I'm crazy.
Yeah, you're not that crazy.
Not that crazy.
Unger.
No, it's just, it was a lose-lose for me. So I think I'd rather pick the team that I think everyone's going to pick so that if I get it wrong, we all get it wrong together.
Sounds like a song. All right. We all go down together. All right.
Oh, that's a Billy Joel, I'm pretty sure. And we will all go down together. Yep. All right. That's my Billy Joel impersonation. For Sean Patrick Bowley, I am Pete Paguaga. We'll see you out on the field next week. Talk to you then.
Later.